What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk some Shiba Inu, and this is going to come as a surprise to most, but I like to keep things kind of 100 here on the channel. So not a glass half full or a half empty kind of person, but we're going to look right down the barrel of what Shib is doing right now, because people are calling for a parabolic move for Shiba Inu. I want to get into some of the price levels and key numbers that you guys need to all know as we get closer to the end of 2024. And then I'll give you guys my thoughts towards the end of this video, so make sure you guys all stick around until the end. But if you are new here and you do hold Shiba Inu, this is a great time to go right down below and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free to do so, and all it does is keep you up to date and up to what's going on in the crypto sphere, okay? So let's get it. Let's talk some crypto here, and let's get into what Shib is doing. If we are poised for a parabolic move, like they all say, I want to share with you guys what the market is doing as well as we look into the top 100. We have since got some green bubbles, right? When we woke up today, it was majority a red day, and now we look into some of the top movers. You can see Solana rebounding nicely, up 3.9%. A lot of people are calling them for a sell-off, but we'll see what happens on that front. But we came here to talk about Shib, so it's important to understand that we are looking at a sub $11 billion market cap, down 2.1% on the day. But let's not forget the month that we've had for Shiba Inu, almost up 30% and over 154% on the year. So it's all been doom and gloom in terms of a lot of Shib holders. People have been saying, oh, Shiba Inu's done. It's a horrible community. The devs have been mistreating us. And I don't think it's that bad, okay? Now, what I'm about to tell you is not financial advice, so always do your own research and due diligence. But as we look into Shiba Inu a little bit deeper, right, the big number for us is getting back to that 403738 mark. That's where we had at that last recent high. And as we are just basically a little bit below 50% of that level, it's important to talk about it right here today, what's actually going to happen, and if we are poised for this parabolic move. And then, like I said, at the end of that discussion, I will tell you guys my thoughts and where I stand with Shiba Inu. Okay, but first, let's talk about Margex. That is the sponsor of the day. They are my leverage trading platform. That is a channel sponsor. If you guys want to start trading on leverage and get into that whole world of leverage trading, check out Margex. Links down below where you can claim up to $10,000 in bonuses. And they do run airdrops from time to time, okay? And they're not usually some big stipulation or anything like that. It's usually something small. $100, I think, was the last one for some free Caspa. So check them out. Links down below. And if you do register, you do get a discount within trading fees. And I want you to check out the copy trading feature within Margex. If you haven't done so, make sure you all do. I'm sure you've heard of them. But the biggest thing you have to understand about leverage trading is it's extremely volatile and there is no KYC. So make sure Margex is right for you. Do your due diligence and check out Margex today. Link down below. Okay. But back into Shib, let's get into these price levels. Okay. As we look at, like I said, the sub $12 billion market cap, you can talk about the price action as we see it, right? And we have seen the upward trajectory, okay? And this is something where we look into the price fluctuations, all right? And the important thing to understand is this is a commitment for Shiba Inu buyers to push Shib prices higher, all right? There's a lot of Shib holders into the green. However, they're not as green as they once were back in 2021. So that's something we have to talk about. But on the flip side, we have seen a lot of support at the 40185 level. And as we look into the crypto bubbles right now, you can see Shib trading here at the 1843 level. We are right around that support. So if we do bust out and bounce off that support, that's where we will break through that local resistance and get above the 402 mark. And this is not something where I want to tell you guys right here as we look at this crypto chart that this is a giant crystal ball. I'm not a wizard, a genie. I can't tell you exactly where Shib will be at the end of November, but I can tell you right now that there is a lot of positive pressure in terms of buying for Shiba Inu. Okay, that's just common sense. That's right there in the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. Now, one other thing to couple with that is the RSI for Shiba Inu is at 54.25. So that is something a little bit more a little bit more so towards the overbought territory where we do look for a bullish move. Okay. And if we couple that with the MACD, two of the most commonly used trading indicators that we do talk about, these metrics, that is something where we look at Shib possibly suggesting that there is upward momentum to be had within Shiba Inu, okay? Now, I want to get into my comments and my kind of discussion about this because this is where the buying interest for Shib matters, okay? We can talk about the likes of SHIBARIUM. We could talk about Shib, the metaverse. We could talk about Treat. We can get into all of those side specialties or subsectors within the Shib ecosystem. And quite frankly, what it comes down to is the SHIB army, okay? Because all of that stuff has been around, it's been under-delivered, it's been pushed back, it's been pushed out. And I can make the argument the biggest catalyst that we've had was Kusama and what was able to go down over the summer, where really I think the SHIB army got revitalized, okay, from some of those comments and quotes. And then we did see Satoshi kind of have a little bit of a appearance, okay, and that is something where that was a big one. That was a shockwave, all right. And it was something that added to a little bit of the FOMO. Not so much that we did get that push that we got back in the springtime where SHIB got as high as, I think it was like the 3.7, 3.8 level. But the biggest thing with Shiba Inu right now is we are going to piggyback off of this Bitcoin dominance, right? Bitcoin has been exploding. We're talking about Bitcoin all-time highs. I know today's a lot of FUD and a lot of red because of people thinking that BTC will drop below 65,000. Myself, I'm not really too aligned with that, right? I think even if it does go to 65, who cares, right? We're trading crypto, we're in this market. I think it's more of a macro market if we talk about what's to be had within the catalysts that are stimulating the market outside of our control. And what I mean by that is traders not being traders, okay? So we have a lot of news coming from China. We have the inflation stuff. We have the election stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's impacting the market, and it's making more so a really heavy, volatile crypto market. And that's okay. That's okay, because crypto is volatile. If you don't want volatile, then you need to go into traditional finance where you can just get into some dividends and just be happy with what you got. You're in crypto because you believe in crypto, you believe in the rise of crypto and the mass adoption that we have not had yet. Now, if we look into what's going on in the market, okay, this is the big one right here, 57.13 for BTC dominance, like I talked about. And the fear and greed is sitting here at 63. So we are a little bit towards the greedy side, which is okay, because that means that we are getting into that bullish territory where a lot of people think that the market is going to break out. And I do think that we do hit all-time highs for Bitcoin. I think it's going to happen right after the election. Me personally, I'm gearing up for a 9-month rally stemming into the latter part of Q4 and then into the spring and the late winter, so Q1 and Q2 and a little bit into the summertime for 2025. That's when I think crypto is really going to run. So when we talk about kind of what's going on with Shiba Inu, and the whole purpose of this article, right, is the parabolic move, okay? Key price levels and all this stuff. Yeah, I agree. I agree with all these local levels, but when we couple that with the long-term outlook and how bullish that can be for crypto, these fluctuations really don't matter. So that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because I think too many people get caught up in the right now. And I think that if you've been holding SHIB for a long time, it's more so a commitment to Shiba Inu and not necessarily if SHIB gets to 1.8 or 1.9 or 2.0, because quite frankly, it doesn't matter, okay? We're still about 25% from all-time highs at those levels. And if you really couple that with the fact that I think every SHIB investor wants to see Shiba Inu lose a zero and get into that 3.0 territory, that is kind of the big storyline where all of these movements, these subtle movements, these price fluctuations, they're all for nothing unless we can get SHIB and other cryptos, altcoins, meme coins alike out of the shadows of Bitcoin, and we want to be on the forefront of the discussion. And I think the only thing holding us back right now is just the investor sentiment. We're still hovering around 5%. We don't have that FOMO army that was stimulated by a lot of the stimulus packages going around back when we did have the first outbreak of COVID. And then more so, obviously, we can talk about some of the stuff going on in the Middle East. Now, that's just weighing us down. And I think that as traders, as holders, as investors, as myself personally, it comes down to one thing. If you believe in Shiba Inu, if SHIB's at 4016, if it's at 4020, it quite frankly does not matter in the relative scale of things when we look at SHIB taking out that zero and getting to new all-time highs. So that's why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my insight and how I'm treating it, because like I said, I'm gearing up for that 9-month window. And quite frankly, all of these fluctuations and key levels, they're just a way for people to get looking at SHIB, in my opinion, because it doesn't really matter if we look into the long-term outlook for SHIB, which to my knowledge and to my expectations, still remains bullish. Okay, so for me, my meme coins long term, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, they will be around, and I think that there's a reason why they have been number 1 and 2, despite all these new players that have entered the fold, such as Bonk, Pepe Coin, so on and so forth. Not saying you can't make gains with those cryptos. I'm just saying if we test the fate of time, I think Shib and Doge will be here for that duration. So appreciate you guys watching. I just kind of wanted to bounce us back off of some of these headlines and narratives where, Shiba Inu's dead, it's not going anywhere, and all of these meme coins out there have been kind of overshadowed by Bitcoin's run up. And I think pretty soon we are going to see a little bit of a jumping on the board where we do piggyback off of those gains that Bitcoin has been having. And we do get a very, very big explosion within the meme coin sector. And I think that's going to be coming here, like I said, Q4 after the election. So not financial advice. Those are just my thoughts involving the cryptocurrency market. If you want to know more, make sure you guys all subscribe on your way out. If you haven't done so, this is a great time to do so. It is completely free to do. It's just a one way that you can get closer to what's going on in the crypto world every single day right here on the channel. So appreciate you all watching. Remember to check out Margex down below in the description, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.